on your mobile phone and on all social media platforms. Jambo Radio.
You are listening to Jambo Radio Scotland, online on your smart speakers and on DAB digital radio in Edinburgh and Glasgow. You can download the Jambo Radio app on Google Play and App Store. Now, it's time for our conversations with inspirational individuals in Scotland and beyond. This is a moment with Sade and Enoch.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Moments with Sade and Enoch. My name is Enoch and I've got my amazing guest here today. We'll call her Olori for now. And we're going to be having a 1 hour conversation, hopefully that you will enjoy and you'll also learn from. But before we dive in, if you would like to join us on the show, you can call us on 0141 530 2787 or WhatsApp us on 074 5990 6822. We're on Facebook, Jambo Radio Scotland. We're on Twitter, X at Jambo Radio. We're on IG at jamboradio.scotland. And you can send us an email, info@jamboradio.co.uk. And very soon, we'll be making our way to Thread and TikTok. So you can reach us on Thread and TikTok as well very soon. But at least we've given you 5-7 options. So if you want to reach us, if you want to join the conversation, if you want to ask us a question, reach out to us via one of those channels. Also, we're on the Android app and the Apple App Store as well. So go on any of those platforms and download the Jambo Radio app, where you can listen to our show live or catch up on any show that you've missed or any other show on Jambo Radio. Right, so we're here with our wonderful guest today, but before I dive in, I'm always fascinated by names, right? So because my culture, names have meaning. So I always, when I meet people, apart from John and Stacy, people that have names that I think there may be a meaning to it, I tend to just go for it and ask what their names are. So do you want to tell us what your name is and what it means and what part of the world your name comes from?
Right, okay. My name is Omolara, popularly called Olori. My full name is Omolara Augustina Seweje. And my brand name, and people popularly call me Olori Seweje. I have a personal brand, which is an MC brand, which is called Omolara Seweje MC Extraordinaire.
Ooh.
Yes.
Omolara Seweje MC Extraordinaire.
Yeah. So the Olori actually came from the moment I got married. So my husband, they usually call my husband Otumba.
Okay.
So
what does Otumba mean for those?
Otumba is like a title of royalty.
Okay.
Someone who is like the right-hand man of a king.
Okay, right-hand man of a king.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they usually call him Otumba.
Okay.
So,
and that's just a nickname.
Yeah, that's
okay.
a nickname,
Okay.
because of his personality. Okay. So and when we got married, I now said, okay, what am I going to change my name to? It started from my Facebook. After we got married, I'm like, I need to change my Facebook name just for people to know that I'm married. Instead of putting like some unnecessary stuff, I just said, okay, since you're Otumba, then I'm going to be Olori. And, since I now put my name as Olori Omolara, my full name. So after that, when I now started my, before I started hosting event from 2009. So people usually know me back then as Larry 112. Okay. So after I now got married, and I wanted to, go commercial with my speaking services, I now chose Olori Seweje.
Okay.
So, and people quickly resonated with it. And everywhere I went to, people were like, Olori, and even my neighbors, I'm like, what's going on?
I think we just go with this name.
Yeah,
then.
People really liked it.
Yep.
People really resonated with it. And I'm like, okay, if that's what people want, then it means people like it and it's working for me. And people actually love my brand. And it's, it's more like, it's blends with my aura and all that. So ever since, anywhere I go, people just call me Olori. And
makes sense. And for the purpose of the show, we just continue with that tradition. So I'll just refer to you as Olori, if that's okay.
That's okay.
Yes. And it's interesting. So when I came to Scotland to do my master's at the University of Stirling, the accommodation I was staying in or at, the student accommodation, it was a 5-bed house. Yes. So I was the first to arrive. Then the second person to arrive was this Italian guy, Jacopo, and we met him in the kitchen, and we did that. Oh, where are you from? What's your name? So when he asked me for my name, before I responded, he just said, you're the Prince of Africa. I'll call you Prince. Everybody called me Prince for 1 year. I'm not kidding you. People actually thought that was my name. Because he started calling me Prince, then other people came into the house, and it was like, oh yeah, Prince. So till today, my brother calls me Prince, because in that period, my brother came to visit me, everybody was calling me Prince, so he still calls me Prince till today. So sometimes some names just come and stick.
And to be honest, it actually rubs off on you, because you actually, your brand is like a prince. You carry yourself like a prince.
Oh, thank you. You're being too kind. You're being very kind.
What I just realized is that sometimes we choose names unconsciously, and those names actually blend with us, and we begin to live it unconsciously. So most times, many people usually, whenever I'm dressing up, when I want to go for events, I love to look elegant. I love to look good. And one thing I always forget is that people are watching. I do my thing, but I forget that people are watching. There was someone who was actually into fashion in Nigeria. He styles people, and I never knew that guy was actually watching me because we actually belonged to a group together, and he was now delivering a lecture. The next thing now said, you have to look what you say, look who you believe you are. Started making examples about me, and he started dropping pictures about me, and I was afraid.
So like, hope I've represented well.
And I was afraid of the pictures this guy was putting on the group, that look at how she looks in this place, look how she looks. I'm like, God, people are really watching. And he said the name that she chose resonates with the way she looks, because there's a fan that there's a kind of gilly that I like whenever I'm hosting traditional events. I love to look very glamorous, and there's this fan gilly that they usually tie in Nigeria. It makes you look different, and for my face, it suits my face so well. So I love to tie the style, and I also feel different anytime I'm
it's
on
almost
that
like
gilly.
a persona.
And he said, can you see this picture? She really looks like a queen, because Olori means queen. And I'm like, this is deep. So what people call you sometimes, and what the names, so
you lean into it.
Yes. And that's why names are very important. So we should all be careful what people call us, and what we also allow people call us as well, and whatever names we even adopt for ourselves, because it goes a long way. Ever since people started calling me Lori, I started thinking of being responsible for that name, representing myself well wherever I go to, and putting that persona in a very highly rated way, in my own little way.
Yep. No, makes sense.
Make sure that I represent, not like you be called Olori, you now look like how am I going to put it? You understand?
Housemaid.
So it's very important. So they called you a prince, and unconsciously it sank into your spirit. And even till today, people look at you and they see you as someone different. People don't just.
You tell me, I don't know. Let's take it back a few years, maybe before you even Olori, to 2009, when you were with Radio Nigeria.
Yeah.
So, and you started was that the start of your career?
Let's say that was when I chose the media.
Okay.
That was when I chose radio.
Okay.
So
what were you doing? Did you have a career before that?
No, that was basically immediately after uni.
Okay.
So I graduated as I had a BA in French and English.
Okay.
So as a bilingual student, I speak French and English quite well. So I actually had an interest.
I think more
in
than
the
quite
language.
well. I think you speak it very well. You speak them very well.
So I liked the combination. So when I now went for service,
And can I just ask, why did you study English, French, and English? What was the end game?
Okay, so to be honest, when I
don't say to be honest. We expect everything on this show to be honest.
So when they offered me an admission,
Yes.
I was offered to study English.
Okay.
But I told them I don't want English.
Okay.
That I wanted French as my major. That
Okay.
I wanted a combined honors.
Okay.
Is there anything like that? I said yes. All right. So can I have French as my major and English should be the second one? And they're like, why? I said that's what I want, because I really want to study French, because I've always been doing French from my primary to secondary.
Okay.
I did French in my WAEC and my NECO. I was actually like the best French student in my school. So I had a passion for the language, and I didn't just want to just throw it away because I'm going to uni.
Okay, so you actually wanted to study French.
I wanted to make sure.
And what was the end game? So study French and do what with it?
Yeah, to encourage people to speak French.
So like French teacher?
Yeah, if possible, but I actually have my own French school online, where I teach people French.
No, I mean when you were going to study French, what were you thinking you were going to do with that degree back then?
Okay,
that was what I meant.
Let's say my vision was, in the future, I would like to be like an ambassador.
Okay.
Right, maybe for France, Nigeria, France.
Okay, so
for a French country.
Okay.
Something French.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's
what
that was the goal then.
Yeah.
And is that goal still alive?
Why not? I'm still representing Nigeria anywhere I'm going.
Fantastic.
And until I have that opportunity to do the French thing.
Yeah, the official one.
Nigeria.
Fantastic. Well done. You're definitely representing well. I like digging into some of these things. Like when you said you studied French and English, it's unusual in Nigeria. That was what I was asking. What was the driving factor? So you studied that, finished that, and then decided media is the way for you.
Okay, so this is how it happened. So when I went for NYSC, on camp, I joined the OBS.
Okay.
The OBS radio station now on camp and all that. So I was doing that and I was just having fun. I was just doing my thing, and then before I knew what was going on, they posted me to a radio station. I served in Abia State, so they posted me to the Broadcasting Corporation of Abia. Getting to Abia Corporation, when they saw me, they put me to radio. And when I got to radio, they said, and you're even coming from the OBS. Okay, we have a radio show that which is Parlons Français. So they said, you're going to be managing the show. You're going to be presenting the show alongside the presenter that we have. And then you're going to be producing as the assistant producer. So that was how it started. So the experience for me, I loved it. I loved the environment. And one thing I love about radio stations, media houses, is that just go and get the job done. Whatever you wear, dress comfortable, dress fine. They're not unlike bankers, you just need to suit up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, God, I love this place. We're getting the job done. We're enjoying ourselves. We're having fun. I think this is what I want to do. And, from there, I now went to train. They sponsored me to train with Radio Nigeria professionally as, a broadcaster. And I was honestly loving the journey until, when I finished, the day I was passing out. Before passing out, everybody was applying for jobs. I also applied. I went to apply to telecoms. On the day of passing out parade, they just asked me to come for interview. And I'm like, what have I done to myself? Anyways, in a nutshell, I ended up in telecoms doing customer service and then marketing communications as well. Okay. So the marketing communication aspect made me love events, because we were managing events that were sponsored by Globacom, because I worked with Glo. So we're managing events sponsored by Globacom. Went to, there's this show that Glo usually organizes, the free comedy show, Glo Laughter Fest. So I was opportune to join in some states. We did at Makurdi, we did at Anambra, Oka, and is it, I think 2 or 3, I can't remember the third one. Then we now went to then we also managed another event in Abuja. You know, I was loving the experience because we're working and we're having fun, you know, and it was just good. And we're getting paid. You know, it was the experience for me. And the fact that, you know, we're doing things, making people happy, impacting lives, and also doing our job for the company we're working for, and also, you know, gaining experience, connecting with people. I know it was a very good thing for me. However, my radio passion was still there, but I was too much into what I was doing at that time, so I wasn't in radio at that period of my life. So it was after I now left Globalcom because of after I had my first child, I couldn't do much again because my child had a bit of challenges with my first child, so I had to choose. I had to choose. So, but the experience I gained in telecoms actually has a great impact in my life today, because it was through telecoms, the experience in the marketing communication, that I now presently love to, you know, see people happy. I love the event industry, and I have a passion for people. I have a passion for making people happy, both, you know, as someone who is into radio, because, you know, after I left telecoms, I went into event, and I also went back to radio. And today I think I'm enjoying the entire journey altogether, because it's more like a couple of skills put together and all to together, and has all made me who I am today.
Okay, and so you were in, so based on that story, sounds like all that journey happened in Nigeria.
Yeah. So
at what point did you decide, oh, I'm moving to Scotland, I'm moving to the UK?
Oh, okay. So so as at 2020, I felt like, okay, from while I was still in telecoms, most of my colleagues were going to school, but I'm like, I can't work and be schooling, not this full-time job. I don't think I can focus and all that. Probably when I have some free time, I'd like to go to school, because if I want to go to school, I want to be studying. If I want to work, let me work. So because of that, I didn't do my master's on time, you know, because I finished school 2009, and I didn't do my master's on time because, you know, after I left Globalcom, I also had children along the way. So, and at some point, by 2018, I was like, all my mates have started having PhD. Where am I? Even people that did not even know book. So I'm like, I needed to do something. So in the process, you know, I started thinking of going back to school. So because I wasn't yet ready for my master's, so I was just taking a bit of courses here and there, short courses, just to, I would say, fry my brain, just to awaken my brain. Warm it up. So I kept on doing little courses here and there. I even did some courses in church as well. So by 2019, I started like applying to for masters in Unilag. Then, you know, the buzz of studying in the UK started coming, and my husband was like, apply for masters now, let's do this thing. I'm like, guy, I'm not going anywhere. I want to stay in Nigeria. And then, you know, then I had this boss, God bless her. She was like, Olori Alpha now. She's my boss, but she's always calling me Olori. She's like, Olori Alpha now. Me too, I want to go and study. Say, Olga, you want to go and study? She said, yes now. Oh yeah, now let's seek admission.
Let's
she
run
said,
it together.
you know, she was a very, very strong encourager, and she really, really motivated me. And then we started. So she said, I've done one in Canada. Canada has given me I said, that Canada, I've tried, it's not working. She said, okay, let's try UK. So she tried UK again, she got in UK. Then I said, okay. I now tried in there's this university somewhere in London, I can't remember the name again. I applied in this London Business College. There's one, so they offered me admission. But when I saw the money, I was like, Jesus. So she said, Olori, did you read it very well? I was so very excited when they offered. She said, did you read it very well? Bring it, let me show you. Let me show you. And when I saw the money, I said, okay, maybe we will change this plan. She said, he said, no. Keep trying. Try other schools. So I tried Teesside. Yeah, that was... and the course I chose was project management and thereabouts, but they didn't offer me the admission. I was so broken, like me. You know that kind of feeling, like me.
me.
Yeah, you getting it? So I was really, really sad, and then out of nowhere, there's this my neighbor too. Day to day, we're all on the the high stand. They offered her admission, pew, and the next thing she got visa, pew. My husband said, "See your life." So when my husband said, "See your life," hey, I was like, me, a homie. When you have that kind of
self-pride,
it's that assurance that I know that this thing has to work one way or the other. I feel so embarrassed. My husband said, "She see yourself. See, they have given her admission. Where are you?" I said, Jesus. Okay. So the next thing, I was not talking to a friend of mine that we also finished from the same uni. So she now said, me too, I'm in the same process. So that, okay, can you try these schools that she had, that some schools in Scotland are actually very good as well. That I said Scotland, and I like Scotland though. I never even thought about it. She said, okay, this is a list of schools in Scotland, and then she's actually applying to Strathclyde, that their correspondence was really good. If I don't mind, I can try them and all that. So I said, okay, let's give it a trial. And then boom, I tried it. Pew. Within 3 months, my brother, before I knew what was going on, I met myself in Scotland. So apparently, talking about Scotland, I kind of had this beautiful passion for Scotland right from before I ever even dreamt of migrating. Do you understand? I love the Scottish accent. Anywhere I hear Scottish accent, I'm always feel like I quickly check which movie is that. There's this movie, Braveheart, that I watched back then in 2001, between 2001 and 2005. That movie was I watched it at my friend's house, Lola, bless her, she's in Aberdeen as well. So, and then when I watched that movie, I loved the Scottish accent even more. So when I was now coming to Scotland, it was just like, a chain of events that has been attaching itself one by one. I remember when we were younger, we had this dog that we named Scott. It was an Alsatian dog, very nice, crazy dog like that. It was just I just wish, one thing that hurts me the most about me being here is that my dad is late. He would have been one person that would be so excited that I'm in Scotland, because he also has this love for Scotland as well.
Has he been? Did he ever visit?
No, he was in England once. Okay. So may so rest in peace. He was in England for some time, and then he returned back to Nigeria. But he actually liked Scotland, and he was always talking about Scotland. I guess he probably had some Scottish friends when he was in England. So that must have been the reason that So
maybe he came hiking once.
Probably he might have visited, right? Because he actually stayed a while when he came to the United Kingdom back then. So coming here, and when I came, what I've always watched in the movies, the bagpipe that I've always heard in the movies, seeing it, coming in contact with it, you won't believe it, but anytime I listen to bagpipes, it gives me goosebumps, to be honest. Like, it gives me goosebumps. And one thing I really love, because I'm someone who really loves culture. One thing I really love about the Scottish culture is, it reminds me about the uniqueness of African culture as well. You know, especially where I come from, I'm Yoruba, and in Yoruba culture, you know, we have our uniqueness, our agbada, they have Scottish kilt, we have our talking drum, you know, the bata, the omele, you know, all of them like that, and they have the bagpipes and the different, you know, things as well, which makes it very, you know, and similar,
yeah. And you've talked a lot about similarities between African culture and Scottish culture. I think I've seen you write about it as well. Before I dive into that, just out of interest, what drove your, you know, you come across, and again, because I've dealt with you as well, you've got this love for people. I think that's the best way to put it. Where, I don't know if you've reflected on it, but where do you think that came from?
Okay, number one, where it comes from is my name.
Okay.
Omolara, your child is your friend. Okay. So I believe that my name connects with people. Do you understand? And from my tender age, I love playing with everybody that comes around me. I love being friends with everybody. I don't carry a group of friends, but I'm friends with everyone that comes my way. You understand? So I love connecting with people. I love meeting people every day. I love to, you know, I love adventure. I love to connect. I love to go out. I love to, you know, and I love to make impact as well. Not just meet people. I love impacting. Whenever I meet someone, I love to make a mark for you to remember me with something good, not something bad. Not something bad. So I believe number one, it's my name. And aside that, I just have a passion for people. I love seeing people happy. I love making people happy. I love it when, you know, everything around me is positive. If it's not positive, I do my best to make sure that I create a positive impact wherever I find myself. You know, if I find myself in any situation that is gloomy, I do my best to always believe in positive, that it's going to be fine.
Yeah, everything will be fine. And also one thing you do a lot of as well is you encourage people to dive into the culture of the place where they are at. And what was the reason for that in your opinion? Why are you asking people to? So, for example, if a Ghanaian is living in Scotland, dive into the culture and try and understand the culture and try and appreciate the culture, try and enjoy the culture. What was the reasoning?
So, I mean, why did you migrate to a place in the first place if you just feel like it's just about you?
Yep.
I mean, there's a saying that says, when you're in Rome, you behave like a Roman.
Yep.
So wherever you find yourself, you're coming from somewhere, but you should also learn about the lifestyle of wherever you find yourself, not just the surface. Learn about them, because the people that see you as a migrant too, they have their biases. You also might be having your own bias. So why don't you just bridge the gap by studying them and also let them know you more, and connect with them.
And how have you done that? Just for our listeners listening to this and thinking, how can I learn their culture more? How can I connect to them? How can I get them to know me more? How have you done it in a practical way that maybe some of our listeners can say, oh yeah, I can do that as well?
So for me, I don't believe in just connecting with the Black community here. I believe in networking. I believe in going to places that is not just about me, it's not just about my color, it's about mixing up, because we're talking about inclusion, but you are not inclusive when you're just segregating yourself. So you've got to go out there, make friends with people of other colors, mix with them, know more about them, and let them know more about you. Let them learn more about you. By doing that, you teach them things that they don't know.
That's true. So when you say go out there, give me a practical example of going out there. So that sounds very vague. So for me that wants to do this thing you're saying, I'm thinking, what does she mean go out there? Does she mean go out on the streets of Glasgow and start chatting to strangers? Or paint a scenario for me of going out there.
So as an individual, there are different places we can connect depending on your age and your level, wherever you find yourself. For example, if a parent, you've got children, you take your children to school, connect with the parents in the school. Mix with them, let them know, make friends with them. Sometimes they might, for starters, they might be pulling back, but the more you open up to them, the more they too, because some people are actually open to friendship, but you never can tell until you move close to them.
Because if you look at it from their point of view, you are the foreigner, right? Because I think sometimes we immigrants, immigrants, we say things like, oh, Scottish people are not friendly or British people are not friendly, but you're like, in a way, the onus is on you to let them know, listen, I'm open.
Exactly.
Hello, how you doing? Oh, is that your daughter? What's her name? This and that. So what you're saying is, when you say go out there, so to bring it to life for someone listening, what we're saying is, you're everyday. At work, you work with white people or Scottish people. If you go to church, you have white people in your church. Wherever it is, you're everyday. If you take your kids to activities, other parents are taking their kids.
Say hi,
have a conversation. Are you coming to the game tomorrow? And then from there, you build something. From there, they get to know you more. From there, they get to feel like Enoch is all right. Like, we just had a conversation that sounds like I've just had a conversation with any other person, any other parent. And then next time they meet Omolara, they are more willing to have a conversation with Omolara because they've had a conversation with Enoch, and they think, yeah, it's all good. Because especially in Scotland, there are still pockets of places in Scotland where people have not really had a deep conversation with a foreigner. They've had surface conversations, maybe at work or whatever, but they've not had any deep friendship or relationship. So I'm not saying the onus is on us all together, but we should be open. Say hello to the neighbors, be friendly, and be welcoming.
Talking of our neighbors, you see, there's this neighbor of mine. When I first of all moved in, for the first 1 full year, she never says hello. I always try to say hello to her because she's also got children age mates with mine, and at some point her husband says hello, her children says hello, just her, and then I kind of got almost tired of saying hello, but we kept on trying. Sometimes we make faces trying to say hello with a smile, and guess what, we won. Finally, wherever she sees us, she says hello. So you see, there's no harm in trying. Sometimes some people hold back because they're not sure of who you are. They're not sure of your intentions. I mean, everybody is a natural thing to be afraid of strangers, right?
You fear something that is different.
Yeah. So, and anytime, there was a day I saw her in the mall in my area. She didn't see me. I did like this. Hello. I said, hi, which was so sweet to me. It's not something, it's something like I've been hoping for. I mean, how can we be next door neighbors and we won't say hello to each other? And we have children that are it wasn't cool for me, but I'm so happy because I persisted and eventually I won. So if only everybody tries to just be open and not, some people could take offense. Like, I've been greeting her for 1 year, she's not even saying hello, and it's normal, but why don't you try more? Just be open, just be good, and before you know what's going on, the love will go around. Yeah.
And again, as part of your nature of helping and people and all that, you've been part of Young Black Future as well, which is one of the initiatives from Black Professionals UK. Don't quickly touch on that. What does that involve, and what's your role in Young Black Future?
Yes, Young Black Future is a very dear project to me. I remember last year, April, when I was, when you asked me about dealing with children, and apparently I've always been dealing with children. So when the project is children again, children, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. And we started. The beauty about Young Black Future is that, we meet every day on Zoom, every Saturday on Zoom, and you get to see those children, young, beautiful souls, and we mentor them, and many of them, the good thing is we hear good feedbacks. The feedback makes me happy because it's just like you planting a seed and it's just growing right in front of you, and you live to see the beauty, and it's also going around spreading so much love, and it's a lot of joy for me. The fact that I could be entrusted with even children from people that don't see me is a love for me, and I see it as a privilege. I always see it as a privilege to impact into people's lives, and I see it as an opportunity. So any opportunity to do something good, I grab it, because life is fickle. Life is fickle, and what is life when you don't leave a mark in people's lives? It's one of the wrongest thing any human being can do is not to leave a mark before they go. So I believe so much in imparting in young people's lives. I believe so much in doing good for the generations to come, because in the future you will be proud to say, I did something.
Yeah, you did that.
I contributed.
Yeah.
And Young Black Future is about us sowing a seed, making sowing a seed in the lives of the young ones that we are looking forward to become leaders in the community here in the diaspora. And it's a thing of pride to see that Young Black Future is growing. It's more than a year now. I'm happy that Young Black Future is over a year now.
I know.
And we're excited that we are still going, and we believe that is a project that is going to stand the test of time.
That's the plan, that's the hope. And linking back to your relocating, it's not relocating. They call it relocate, but if you think of it, relocate makes it sound like the person went back. If you think of it, relocate, so you relocate somewhere. So anyway, you move to Scotland.
You move
Scotland. So go to Scotland 2022.
Yeah.
And what has that journey been like for you coming from outside?
For me, it's been beautiful.
Okay.
It's been beautiful, and one thing about life that I have realized, and I keep getting that assurance that this thing is very, very true, is that be careful what you wish, or you just might get it. For me, I'm always very careful what I anticipate. I'm always very careful what I wish for. Yes, nothing good comes easy, but I always wish myself the best, wherever I find myself. Opportunities that a lot of people that have even been here before me have not been able to, lay their hands on. By the grace of God, I've been able to, access those opportunities just on a platter of gold. And sometimes I just see myself that
you need to connect me as well.
Someone in me. It's for me.
You need to give me the connection as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say financially, I'm not yet there. But when it comes to, progress, I keep progressing every day, and I'm very thankful for that.
It's funny you said that. No, I won't say it's funny. I love that you said that, because sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times in life, we feel like we're not progressing, we're not making progress. Okay, the way we see life is, I'm in point 1. I want to get to point 2. Everything between 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, we don't see it as progress until we get to 2. So it's good that you're recognizing the fact that, I'm trying to get to 2, but I'm in 1.1. I've moved from 1. And you recognize that. Most of us don't. And that's why when you speak to a lot of people, you can even tell from their energy, they're just dejected. And then you look at them and you think, I know what you were like 1 year ago. You're in a better place, but it's sad that you can't recognize it. And sometimes I do flag it to people, and I tell them, sorry, you may not like this, but I'll just tell you what I think. Come on, like last year, this was what you were complaining about. This year, this is where you are. And sometimes I've had those conversations where people go, you know what? I've never thought of it that way. Thank you for flagging that to me and giving me that mindset shift, because sometimes people are trying to achieve maybe citizenship and all that stuff, and that's the big goal. So anything happening in between there, don't care.
They don't.
And like, you're progressing every year. You've picked that, you've done that, you've achieved that, you've done life in the UK. That's all building towards you eventually getting that. And then if you're not enjoying that journey, eventually you will get a citizenship or whatever, but you've lost 5 years of joy.
Exactly.
Like,
you
get that thing eventually, so might as well just enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy the ride.
But yeah, it's amazing that you've recognized that. But anyway, I'll let you continue.
I remember when I first of all arrived, and I was supposed to arrive here with my family, arriving like 2 months after me, just for my children to be denied the visa because I made a mistake with something very minute. But that minute mistake costs me a whole lot. It cost me money, it cost me mentally.
Yep.
And I was not okay. I wasn't okay. By May, June, I was already running, I was going nuts because thinking that, where are my children? Why am I here alone without my children and everything? So along the line, God actually blessed me because, I had to think hard, and I kept on complaining. And at some point, someone said, "Why are you complaining? But God has been good to you." So you need to first of all be thankful before you receive the remaining. And then whatever might have happened, is all things work for the good of those who love God. And then everything works, together for our good. At some point, I actually realized that probably if my children had come in with me, I wouldn't have been able to achieve certain things that I achieved, apparently. So everything, it wasn't easy, but I realized that everything was God's plan.
Yep. In hindsight, you look back and like, it all makes sense now.
And
I think for me, the more that happens, the more at ease I am, because I've seen it done. So when I'm in a challenging place as well, I'm at peace. Peace is people off sometimes.
Yeah.
I remember when I was, there were some places where I've worked. What people know about me at work is, this guy is always calm. And that worries them. Because like there's storm at work. There's stuff that needs to be
you can't
delivered.
wear it on your face for any reason. And I'm just calm.
And the reason why I got to that stage was, I'm like, I've seen this before and everything was fine at the end, so why should I stress myself? Everything will be fine at the end. But then you see these people that even though they've been in that position 10 times, they're still stressing. And you're like, bro, everything will be fine. We've done this before.
Yeah, just calm down.
And it's that recognition that be at peace, calm, be peaceful, and just, everything will be fine. And some of the things we've done around bridging culture is, using food, music, storytelling to bridge culture. That's some of the ways you've been doing. Can you share some of that for us, for our listeners, in real life, how you've done that?
Bridging culture, yeah. So
by using food and storytelling and music, I mean.
Yeah, talking about food. Okay, you see, for me, there are certain things I love doing. I love making people happy, and I love cooking. I can stay in the kitchen I can stay all day in the kitchen just cooking. From cooking, I can actually be, doing stuff online. I'm very, very good at multitasking. So I can be doing serious massive cooking and I can be streaming. I can be doing so many things. I just love, what I do. And do with that, because this is my passion, I just love living my life the easiest way, the most fun way, and I still do my thing, right? And still, I also encourage people, to be better, educate people about yourself, tell people, because if people don't know about you, they only base everything on assumption.
Yep.
So yeah, cooking, my food, I love. Do you like jollof? I love jollof. I love amala. Oh my God, there's this amala festival that we usually have here in Glasgow, and I always love to be a part of it. And you see, amala, is a food that is peculiar to Yoruba people. However, here in Glasgow, I discovered that far beyond Yoruba people, Igbo people will turn up for the festival, everybody, and then people have started bringing Scottish people to Amala Festival, and they started tasting the food. When we go to events, they encourage Scottish people to taste Amala, to eat jollof, and they're always like, oh, it's so good, it's so nice. I have a friend here, she's Filipino, she's a parent in my children's school, and she told me she lived in Nigeria for some time, and she's like, she missed jollof rice. I said, you missed jollof rice, I'll make jollof rice for you. And then I made jollof rice for her sometime last month, and she said, the rice was so good, but it was spicy. I said, it has to be spicy.
It has to be. Has to be.
And that's it. And this Saturday, just this past Saturday, my friend, who is also a Scottish wife, she's American, she's also a parent in my children's school. She's American, her husband is Scottish. They also had a barbecue over the weekend, and I wasn't able to make it, but I was still catching up with her that I'm so sorry that this and that. But for you to see how well I have done my homework by mixing with people around me, just to form a bond, also let them know me, understand my culture, and I also getting to know them. And okay, I missed the barbecue on Saturday. Sunday we caught up in the bus. And I'm like, oh babe, what's up? And she's like, I said, what are you doing on the bus? She said, you're not the only one that should be taking the bus, So with food, food brings everybody together. Food, is a culture of happiness on its own. It's not just about music. Food also is a culture of happiness, because everybody eats. Everybody likes food. And especially when the food is good, right? My husband likes food. He now likes cooking as well. It got to a point I said, excuse me, sir, who is the woman, who is the man here? Please leave my kitchen for me. But there's something you can't take from my husband. It's fried yam and sauce. He likes dundu. And I told him that, guy, you need to start doing this thing on the commercials. Like, I'm not yet into that for now. My husband doesn't really like business. I'm the one that loves business. So I now recently there's this Yoruba community barbecue that we usually have. I always volunteer with them every year. So this year I now said I wanted my husband to wake up from his slumber from the dundu spirit. So I now made fried yam and sauce. The way he does it, I now made it at the festival. There's this friend of mine, she's a DJ. Her husband is also Scottish. Both of them. And everybody came queuing. Even my child was like, Mommy, everybody was queuing. I almost could not even eat fried yam and fried yam and sauce. I'm like, because it's nice, And I asked her, did your husband try? She said, he loved it. We finished it together. We were fighting for it. I'm like, beautiful. That's what I want to hear. Because, these are the ways we can bond with people. These are the ways we can, tell our story, even with food. And people will get to understand us more, learn more about us, and also want to do more of our culture, the way we're also practicing our culture here. There's one thing I still want to explore in this country that I have not. I want to dress in kilt. I want to wear kilt. And I want to do photo shoots with a kilt.
Oh yeah, you should do that for TBSA.
No. TBSA, no, I'm not wearing kilt too. Wow. I'm wearing a show, okay.
That's your point though, because TBSA is the perfect place.
I can actually have two. I can have two outfits.
There you go.
For TBSA.
Listen, take the idea. Tell people it's your idea. Don't say you got it from me.
Oh my God.
I licensed the idea
Seriously.
to you. Yeah.
And talking about TBSA, I'm also excited, and I'm hoping I'm going to get an award because I got 2 nominations.
Well, good luck with that.
I hope they will consider me for one. So that my 2 outfits is going to make sense.
Good luck with that.
So that I'll not just do shakara for nothing.
I'll keep you in my prayers. The other day as well was saying is because I think people think I'm closer to the awards than I am.
No,
I'm just saying it.
Have to.
So she was saying, oh, thanks for the nomination. And I was thinking, I first said, oh yeah, that's fine. But I was like, nah, I need to correct her. And I said, no, I have nothing to do with it. My organization has nothing to do with it. Someone that knows you nominated you.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh really? I was like, yeah, so you must have impressed someone, because she was nominated so she's Asian. So the only category she could have been nominated in would have been the Ally of the Year. So I said, you must have made an impression on someone that I thought you should be recognized. So that has nothing to do with me or my organization. So just well done to you.
Yeah. So if I'm going to wear 2 outfits, I'm just trying to tell you so that people understand that it's necessary. She's got to flaunt it. But if I don't go and collect her, they will not say, what exactly is she about?
No. Just keep walking around the room. Just keep walking around them, let people see you. That enough is good.
And then come to think of it, I hope we have a bigger space this year, because that last year
it's a bigger space.
We could not walk about the room because
it's a
the
bigger
room
space.
Was so the place was.
That's part of why we're moving to Hilton.
Yeah.
Is Hilton we're moving to? Yes.
Yeah,
so it's a bigger space. It's a bigger and better everything.
Bigger
I mean, Radisson was
ballroom.
great.
Yeah.
But this is bigger and better.
Beautiful.
So don't worry about it.
Beautiful.
So wear your cute and your ashoki and come and crush it.
When I was a student, I did some shit. I did some hospitality shit at Hilton. My God, that place is massive.
It is big.
It was massive. I did, because I was too I wasn't doing too much shifts, so I now luckily got this shift for the eve of 2024. I would never do that shift again in my life. If I come back to this level and I see that shift, I'll disappear. My dear, my leg ached for 3 days. Because only God knows how many steps I took.
Ooh.
Only God knows how many. Because we kept on going. It was a New Year Eve. So it was massive fun. There was this Scottish group that came to play at 12 midnight, crossing over. It was hot. And I'm so sad I don't know their name. I would have really loved to look for their soundtrack. They were so hot. Like, it was nice. Their performance was it for me. I've never listened to any better performance since then. Because they were playing the bagpipe. It was bagpipe versus, like, it's a fusion of bagpipe and maybe hip hop or something. I don't know. But it was a fusion. It was nice.
It was good.
It was so good. But my brother, my feet was in total shambles for days after that shift. But I'm basically trying to tell you how massive that venue is massive. So I'm excited TBSA is going there. I'm so excited.
We are. And so still bringing it back to you around, your passion for people, your passion for, pushing us all to embrace culture and share our culture as well, and talk about our culture and invite people into our culture while also embracing theirs. And then also your passion for French, for the French language. Are you doing anything currently with your French language?
Yeah, I have this community where I teach them for free, but most of the people in the community are in Nigeria. Okay. Yeah, so I'm still trying to work on the community here, but it's not going to be free of charge. Okay. It's not going to be free, but yes, of course, I'm trying to create a product for children. Okay. To be bilingual. Okay. Yeah, I'm working on that. So, to create a digital product for them. Okay. So it can be like self-paced. So it won't take too much of my, present time. So I would have created it and then they'll just learn from it and make use of it. Lovely. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Okay. And I also train people to write the professional French exams. Okay. That's the DALF. So those ones can be like the ones whereby I actually have some clients in Nigeria. I have staff in Nigeria for my French school that takes some physical classes. So those ones too, I'm also trying to expand that as well. I have a passion for French. Like everybody in the world should be speaking French. French is very romantic. And sweet.
Okay. Now you've said it, I believe it. I believe it. But we're coming towards the end of the show today, and we've got a tradition here where today's guests will leave an advice for tomorrow's guest. All right. So the last guest we had advice, and without knowing who the next guest is, just a general advice. And it's been interesting because in most of the cases, the advice actually is relevant to the person it's left for randomly. So the advice the last guest left was for you to continue to be intentional in the spaces you hold. That's the first part. But while doing that, don't sell out who you are just to build relationships. And that lines up perfectly with you in this case. Intentional in the spaces you hold, which you are. You're intentionally going about that cultural exchange thing, trying to get people to understand your culture, trying to understand their culture. You appreciate the space that you hold, which is, I'm in Scotland now, or I'm in Glasgow now. These are the things going on in Glasgow. These are the things I can do as part of that. But then also don't sell out. So I think that's one for you. I'll let you take away. Just be, don't sell out in the name of trying to build relationships. So just be yourself. Yeah. Of course, tweak. You may have to tweak and shave off some edges, but be yourself. That was our advice. So, on the back of that, what advice do you have for our next guest?
Okay, so because I'm a very, very I'm a strong believer, and there are so many principles.
Strong believer in
the Christian faith.
Okay.
So there are so many principles that keep me going. And there's one my favorite Bible verse is Philippians 4 verse 8.
Okay. So we're going to say Philippians 4:19.
4 verse 8.
Okay.
Finally, brethren, whatsoever is good, whatsoever is loving, whatsoever is of good courage, if there be anything of can you open it for me? My brain is really I'm getting old.
Can go for it. We can go for it. Let's see.
So that is my favorite.
Philippians 4 verse 8.
Yes. And it keeps me going every time.
Lovely. 4:8. So it says, finally, brothers and sisters, we're in church. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things.
Exactly.
So think about good stuff.
Yes.
Have good thoughts.
Yes.
Okay.
Always do good.
Okay.
Basically, that's my advice for the next person. So whatever situation you find yourself, always do good.
Always do good. That is simple yet deep yet broad.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that. And that's been Omolara Seweje chatting with us over the last 1 hour, sharing how she's trying to encourage us all to embrace the culture that we find ourselves in, but also promote our culture as well, for there to be better interaction, better cordial relationship as we grow as a society into a more multicultural society. And she's also shared her passion for wanting to power and support young people to succeed, which she's demonstrating. One of the ways she's demonstrating that is through her involvement and her powering of Young Black Future, which is an initiative to support young people between the age of 11 and 17. And she's also shared about her passion for the French language and how she wants everyone in the world to speak French. So on that French note, we'll end the show today. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, Omolara Seweje, for spending time with us on the show. And to you that have been listening and watching us, we appreciate you. Thank you. Until next time, take care and be good to yourself.